Hey YouTube, Kagero here, bringing you guys my Kagero Perdition deck profile for April 2016. Kicking off day 3 of Week of Kagero with my Perdition deck. This is my favorite Kagero deck, fully hollowed out with the Legion rares. So let's go ahead and get started. It's the Legion deck, so full Legion for this deck. So let's go ahead and start. I run 4 Dragonic Overlord, the Great. This is probably one of the best legions also, in my opinion. It lets you restand for a Counterblast 1, and you attack a rear guard, and then discard 2 cards. So you basically can discard your Twin Drive, and after it attacks the rear guard, restand. So it doesn't even have to hit the rear guard, you just have to attack the rear guard. So the best way to fight against it is if your opponent, intercepts or something like that, if you attack with another unit, which is why I always like to go first with this unit to make sure they don't intercept or anything like that. And the other effect is when its attack hits, you can retire a unit, one of your units that's the same unit as on Vanguard. And if you do, choose one of your opponent's rear guards and retire it. So either the Great or Neoflame you can retire when you're in Legion. So it's really good. And then for the backup grade 3, I like to run 4 Dragonutes. Just like I said, it's the best card to complement Dragonic Overlord the Great. It's a CB2, a Persona Blast, something on the Vanguard effect. If you do, choose up to 2 of your opponent's grade 2 or less rear guards, retire it, then deal your opponent 1 damage, and the trigger is negated. So you can stop heals or anything pesky like that. It's great late game pressure, build up their damage, then attack for high numbers, because he also gets plus 3,000 every time something is retired. So along with the Legion, you'll be attacking for at least 26,000, which is a really good number. It's pretty much stride numbers there. And for grade 2s, I run 4 Neoflame. This is the mate for Dragonic Overlord the Great, and it's got a rear guard effect where you counterblast 1. When it's placed on rear guard, it gets the effect. You counterblast 1 when your opponent's rear guard is placed into the drop zone in the same column as this unit. You may pay the cost if your opponent chooses rear guard in the same column and retire it. So, clear the back row of any cards or something like that. It's really good. And I also run 4 of the 12K. Basically use this 12K for Perditions, and it's also one of the cards you discard for Dragonute, so you want to run full max for Dragonute for this to make sure you definitely get off your Persona Blasts. And I also run 3 Menace Laser Dragon. It's a Counterblast 1 when it's placed on rear guard. If you have a Vanguard with Perdition in its card name, you pay the cost if you do, choose one of your opponent's rear guards in the same column as this unit and retire it. So early game pressure, call it to rear, kill something. Let's say your opponent, pressured, swarm the field with units. You can use this card to clear out those strong units if they called them early game. And I also run for grade 1s 4 Protect Orb Dragon, just on Flip PG, because Dragonute is pretty counterblast heavy, and you want to use the Great multiple times, because what's good about the Great is it's not just the turn that you Legion. As long as this unit's Legion, you can continue to use that effect. And I also run 4 Gojo, really good with Legion, just so you can go first turn and already have some cards in the drop zone, and also get cards that you want. Put triggers back because you will be legioning them back into the deck. And I also run 4 Gia. This is the 10k attacker, 4 Perditions. Good rear guard call with Gojo. It's attacking for 17, 22 if you get a trigger. And 2 Calamity Tower. Just like to abuse this card, put it back with Legion, draw power, put back triggers, use the soul build up by riding over legions. It's really good. And then for grade 0s, my preferred starter is Petal Flare Draco Kid. It's a put into soul effect when you Legion. If you do, every time your Vanguard attack hits, choose one of your opponent's rear guards and retire it. And I also use, for triggers, 6 crits. So 3 Blu-ray Draco Kid, and 3 Taubert, and 6 draw. I just like those numbers the best in this deck, just because you can recycle crits and draws, whatever you need for the situation. If you need hand power, you can put back the draws. If you need pressure power, put back the crits. And 2 art pick, just to finish off the draws. And 4 Agathia, the Perdition heal. So yeah, that's it for the deck profile. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and Kira Qualia out.